On a school trip to Munich's castle ruins, my best friend Jason asked, "If you had to choose between your mom and girlfriend to live, who would you pick?" I laughed. Brothers before hoes, but moms before all. Everyone cracked up, but Jason's face paled. He grabbed his stuff and moved 3 rows up the bus without a word. I called after him, confused, but he ignored me. Then I heard Stacy, my girlfriend Isabella's best friend, sobbing in the back. Her friend whispered urgently, and Stacy cried harder, glancing at me. Something felt off. My phone buzzed, no signal but 3 missed calls from Dad. The bus driver was wiping tears in the rearview mirror, unusual for him. A cold knot formed in my stomach. I tried to confront Jason, but Mrs. Fitzharris blocked the aisle, her voice shaky. "Sit down. We're moving." At the ruins, I cornered Jason. "What's going on?" He backed away, mumbling, "I need space." Sid, our team captain, grabbed me, saying, "I'm here if you need to talk." "About what?" He just walked off. During a break, Ryan, a kid I barely knew, said, "Kay from volleyball thinks you're cute. She's single." I flashed my lock screen. "I have a girlfriend." His face went white. "Just helping you move forward." "From what?" I tried calling Isabella, voicemail 15 times. Nobody made me rejoin the group. At lunch, I grabbed Jason. "Tell me now." He typed frantically on his phone, avoiding my eyes. Ava, his girlfriend, slapped him. "Coward," she hissed, storming off. Stacy passed, glaring. "You never deserved Isabella." The teachers argued nearby. "He has a right to know," Mrs. Griffin said. "The decision's made," Mrs. Fitzharris replied. I shouted, but they scattered. On the ride back, I showed Jason my Minecraft base, desperate for normalcy. "What's happening?" I asked calmly. He cried, "No one's dead. Everyone's okay." I believed him. Off the bus, Dad shoved me into his car, speeding. At the Munich hospital, Isabella's family, dressed in black, filled the lobby. Her mom rushed me, screaming, "You chose her over my baby." Dad dragged me to the ICU. Mom lay unconscious, hooked to machines. There was an accident. A drunk driver hit them. "You made your choice." My legs buckled. "Isabella's gone, son. Because of you." His words didn't make sense. How could a joke on the bus mean this? A nurse, Melissa, mentioned counseling. A guard, Tyler, gently escorted me out. At home, 57 messages, some condolences, one calling me a murderer. I threw my phone, the bus joke echoing in my head. I snuck to the hospital at dawn. Tyler, the guard, walked me to the ICU, chatting about the weather. Melissa said Mom was stable but critical. "Talk to her," she urged. I choked out, "I'm sorry," until my throat burned. Uncle Corey arrived, hugging me. "Your dad called me." I asked if I killed Isabella. "Absolutely not," he said, gripping my shoulders. I couldn't stay in Mom's room, fleeing past beeping machines to the waiting area, counting floor tiles to calm down. Corey insisted I go to school. Kids stared as I entered. Conversations died. At my locker, Jason appeared, eyes red. Stacy rushed up, screaming I was a monster for choosing Mom. Teachers pulled her away as she sobbed about Isabella's love. The principal dragged me to his office, where Elena, a grief counselor, spoke of my choice. I walked out, sitting alone in the cafeteria. Sid sat with me, admitting adults told them to stay quiet on the bus. His honesty hurt worse than Stacy's rage. Mrs. Griffin apologized for following protocol, thinking it protected me. I asked if she'd want that for her family. She didn't answer. Corey drove me to the hospital, where Blake, Isabella's brother, said she was bringing me my lucky pen when the accident happened. My legs gave out. Elena listened as I insisted I made no choice. Dad admitted he blamed me to cope, needing a reason beyond a drunk driver's recklessness. Rumors spread I knew during the trip and stayed. Mrs. Fitzharris tried explaining protocols. I told her she was avoiding my reaction. Corey took me to a lawyer who said Jax Watkins, the driver, had 2 prior DUIs. Accident photos made me look away. At the cemetery, I found Isabella's grave, leaving her favorite purple flowers. I told her about the bus, the lies, crying as the groundskeeper gave me space. Ava gave me Jason's letter, explaining his guilt. I refused it, wanting his truth then, not now. The district attorney, Hadley, outlined Watkins' 15 to 20-year sentence. Dad raged at victim-blaming attempts. At the hospital, Mom's hand twitched, a hopeful sign. Isabella's mom visited, hearing Dad's explanation of his lie. She left silently. School worsened with stares, so Corey arranged independent study. Dad showed up drunk to therapy, sobbing about failing us. Corey researched treatment programs. Ford, Dad's friend, moved in, handling bills and chores we'd neglected, showing how much we'd unraveled. At Watkins' hearing, I testified about Isabella, avoiding his lawyer's victim blaming. Watkins stared at the floor, shaking. I vomited after. Mom's eyes opened that afternoon, a good sign, though she wasn't awake. I told her everything, Dad's lie, the bus, the guilt. Blake texted that his parents were in counseling. Slowly accepting blame wouldn't bring Isabella back. News articles detailed the crash, 60 kilometers per hour, Isabella's instant death, Mom cut from the wreckage. The joke felt meaningless against that reality. The insurance agent, Cindy, reduced Isabella's life to euros at our kitchen table. Dad signed, shaking. Jason's letter explained his silence. I didn't forgive him but didn't reject him either. A social worker discussed Mom's long-term care, months of rehab, huge costs. Corey researched aid. Blake said his parents wanted a joint victim impact statement. Elena prepared me for their possible anger. Mom became alert, confused, but we couldn't tell her about Isabella yet, per doctor's orders, leaving me drowning in secrets. Kids organized a fundraiser for Isabella's family and Mom's bills. Even Stacy helped, avoiding me. Hadley said Watkins pleaded guilty, sparing us a trial. It didn't feel like justice. Ford confronted Dad's drinking, threatening commitment. Dad went to AA, returning deflated but apologetic to Mom. Her first therapy session was grueling, her leg barely moved, and she cried. I stepped out, chest tight. The sentencing hearing came. Isabella's mom spoke of her daughter's nursing dreams, mentioning the pen. I leaned into Dad's touch. I read my statement, guilt, loss, Watkins' destruction. He mouthed, I'm sorry, but it changed nothing. The judge gave him 15 years, no parole. His mother sobbed. Isabella's dad said they were moving to Switzerland, no longer blaming me. His wife was trying to forgive. Mom asked about Isabella days later. I told her everything. She cried for hours, begging me to stop blaming myself. Watkins alone was responsible, she said. School resumed and I went back, craving normalcy despite whispers. Jason and I shared English class, not friends but coexisting. Mom pushed through therapy, driven by survivor's guilt we never voiced. Dad hit 6 weeks sober, handling paperwork, cooking. Ford joked he got his friend back. Blake said his mom worked part-time, and Isabella planned a birthday concert surprise. I saved his message, a reminder of her love. Elena invited us to a drunk driving victims support group. Dad resisted, but we went. People shared raw stories, a mother setting her son's dinner place, a man carrying his wife's glasses. No empty comfort, just listening. Dad agreed to return. Mom came home. Corey installed grab bars and a ramp. Her hospital bed cramped our living room, but we watched movies, pretending normalcy. School got weird. The counselor picked me for peer counseling, citing my experience. Stacy was there, avoiding eye contact, but slid me a note. Blame doesn't bring people back. As the anniversary neared, Mom suggested visiting Isabella's grave. She used her walker, speaking to Isabella, apologizing for surviving. She said Isabella would want us to release guilt. I believed her. Jason joined counseling, admitting nightmares about my pain. I said adults misled us, but our friendship couldn't revert. Mom worked from home, managing her team despite needing help dressing. Her determination wasn't just recovery, it was purpose. Blake sent a card from his parents, in therapy, finding peace. Mom framed it. Dad hit 90 days sober, Mom threw a party. Jason brought a photo album, science fairs, camping. It felt like another life. I counseled Edwin, a freshman who lost his brother. Sharing my guilt helped him and me. Mom walked 10 steps without her walker, we cheered. Victoria warned against rushing. Mom said she wouldn't waste her second chance. Spring brought whispers as the anniversary loomed. Stacy nodded during my graduation speech about messy healing. Blake texted about his mom's smiles and Isabella's grave marker, beloved daughter, loyal friend. At graduation, I spoke of tragedy's chaos and healing's zigzags. Stacy said Isabella would be proud. Blake shared his mom's progress and Isabella's grave marker photo. Mom's final surgery fixed nerve damage. Victoria called her the strongest patient. Mom joked about returning for me. Jason and I crossed the stage, not friends but survivors. His parents thanked me for forgiving him. It freed me too. At the anniversary memorial, I felt gratitude for Isabella's time in my life, not tears. Mom walked at her therapy graduation, no cane. Dad cried, we'd earned these tears. Life normalized. Mom worked with accommodations, Dad stayed sober, cooking dinners. I started university locally. Isabella's parents sent a Christmas card, signatures only, but it meant they were healing. We all were, one day at a time.